First John chapter 2, verse 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out, that it might be made manifest that they were not all of us, man. Yeah, okay? So ultimately, those who fall out the faith, it's manifested that they're not of the elect, man. Okay? That's why they left, And Yahushua understood that. He understood how certain people are not going to basically be reserved in the faith because they're not of his elect. This is John 6 and verse 63. Start there. It says, "It is a spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." Right, so it's the spirit of Yahweh Shemashai that quickeneth, man. This flesh doesn't profit anything. Verse 64, "But there are some of you that believe not, for Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not and who should betray him." Right, okay? Because he knew that there was some around him who weren't of that elect. Just like how you have some people around brothers today who are not of the elect, man. Verse 65, "And he said, therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father." That's right. Yahweh Shemashai is the one who gave Yahushua the elect. All right. It tells that in John 17. It also tells that in John the 10th chapter. How no man can pluck my Father which gave them me, which is greater than all. No man can pluck them out of my Father's hands. Talking about his elect. All right. Verse also John 3 and 27. "A man can receive nothing unless it was given to him from heaven." Okay. John 6 and 44 also goes into that. Okay. John 6 and 44. "No man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day." That's right. So only Yahweh has to sanction the elect unto Yahushua. All right. Psalms the 4th chapter. "Notice that the Most High has set apart him that is godly for himself," man. "The Lord knoweth them that are his." The scriptures also say that. All right. Matthew 11:27. "All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father. Neither knoweth any man the Father, save the Son, and to he whomsoever the Son will reveal him." That's right. Okay. So without Yahweh Shemashai, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. Lord willing, we continue. Okay. John 6 and 65. Or let me go back to John 6 and 64. It says, "But there are some of you that believe not, for Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. And he said, therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him." So you had fallouts even back then. Here it is, Yahushua is literally in their presence. And you had dudes still fall out, man. Okay? That's how you know that it was of the will of the Most High, for them not to be of that elect. Okay? Then said Yahushua unto the 12, "Will ye also go away?" Then Simon Peter answered him, "Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life, and we believe and are sure that thou art that Mashiach, or anointed Messiah, the Son of the living power." That's right, man. Okay? That's the point. So we got to be in that Peter spirit, man. To whom shall we go? What else is there to do besides serve Yahweh Shemashai, man? What else is left in this place, man? Okay? And being in this truth, it takes a thing of delayed gratification, because the world will teach you, I got to get mine, I got to get it right now, da 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 da. But no, this truth teaches you that you need to have patience, man. And in this truth, it takes delayed gratification, because everybody wants to have that microwave success. But the thing about it is, just as quick as it came is just as quick as it goes. But when you follow after the success and the honor of Yahweh Shemashai, that's everlasting. This is Sirach Ecclesiasticus chapter 20 and verse 32. "Necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide." That's right, man. Okay? So that's what it is, man. All right? You have to have that patience. That's what's necessary in this truth. It's better that you have patience, you serve the Lord, than leading your life without a guide. And ultimately that guide is Yahweh Shemashai. But if you go back into the world, what's going to be your guidance? You went back into the ways of wickedness. All right, so that's almost as if you had no guidance, man. All right, because the only true guidance there is the guidance of Yahweh Shemashai. Everything else is vanity, man. This is Sirach Ecclesiastes chapter 51, starting at verse 30. It says, work your work betimes, and in his time he will give you your reward. Right, so when Yahweh Shemashai sees fit in his time frame, all right, he's going to give us our reward if we continue to endure in this thing. That's why it says in Galatians, the 6th chapter, let's get it real quick. Galatians 6 and 9, and let us not be weary in well-doing. Let me start at verse 7. Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived, Yahweh Shemashai is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. He that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. That's right. You get what you put in, man. But let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. That's right. So work your work betimes, and in his time he will give you a reward, man. So in due season we're going to get our reward. But we have to endure in this thing, man. It's a process of delayed gratification, necessary patience when you seek the Lord, as the scriptures say. And our forefathers understood that. You know, what the Apostle Paul say, he said he counted all things dung that he may win Mashiach, man. So yeah, Apostle Paul was willing to give up everything. All right, and that's delayed gratification. Why? Because he understood his reward. Philippians 3 and 8. I'm going to start at verse 7, Philippians 3 and 7. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Mashiach. Right, so all the things that he could have gained before he came into the truth, he said he counted that loss for Yahushua, man. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushua, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Mashiach. So the Apostle Paul said he counts that feces, dung, poop, all right, in comparison to the knowledge of Yahweh Shemashai, man. You know? So the Apostle Paul said he suffered the loss of everything that he may gain Yahweh Shai, man. And our forefathers did in like manner. Okay? Matthew 19. Going back to the Apostle Peter. You got to be in that Peter spirit, man. Matthew 19, which really we have to be in the Yahweh Shai spirit, but Peter was a follower of Yahweh Shai. Indeed. You know, he was the head of the church under Yahweh Shai. Matthew 19 and 27, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahweh Shai said unto them, verily I say unto you that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Going back to what was the point that was made earlier through the Spirit, we're going to have a portion in that inheritance that Yahweh Shai is getting ready to receive, man. Okay? And Revelation, the 2nd chapter, also goes into that. You know, how we're going to basically receive dominion, which was given unto him of his Father, which he received of his Father. Verse 29, and every one of you that have forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive an hundredfold and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first, man. That's right. So those who are willing to sacrifice everything for Yahweh Shemashai's sake and the gospel's sake, guess what? They're going to receive it all back a hundredfold in righteousness, man. All the family members you had to give up on this side, all the women that you had to give up on the side, possibly not seeing your children for this truth, you know, giving up job opportunities or housing opportunities or whatever the case might be, all these different dreams and aspirations that we had to give up for this truth, man, we're going to, the gift and the reward Yahweh Shemashai is going to recompense us with is going to far surpass all of that, man. What happened with Job? Scriptures speak about how the Most High blessed the latter end of Job greater than his beginning, man. You know? And Job received a double portion. All right, James 5th chapter, James 5 and verse 10. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience, right? So you got to look at the prophets. Look at Yahweh Shai, who went through the afflictions and the patience. For what? For that reward, that heavenly kingdom. It says, behold, we count them happy which endure, right? So if you endure, count yourself blessed, man. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. Right. And what happened with Job? Job got blessed greater than what he lost, man. And Job also got his children back. You know, they came back in the reincarnation. But first, he gave up all that, and he didn't lose his integrity with the Lord. So let's say you do lose children on the side, for brother who have children, or let's say you do lose your life. You're going to get it all back, man. Greater. Job 42 and verse 12. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camels and 1,000 yoke of oxen and 1,000 she-asses. He also had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and he called the name of the... And so that's the point right there. Okay? So that's the point. The Lord blessed the latter end of Job greater than his beginning. And did not the Lord say that the latter glory of this house is going to be greater than the former, man? I think that's the book of Haggai. All right, so the reward, the inheritance, the glory, you know, everything Yahweh Shemashai is about to give us is about to be greater. The latter end of it is about to be greater than the beginning, man. You know, Yahweh Shemashai is waiting on that latter rain. All right? And we have to count it all dung that we may win Yahweh Shai. All right, because you got to understand what's being laid up for us, man, if we endure. 2 Timothy chapter 4, starting at verse 7. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. That's what we got to do. We got to keep the faith to the end. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing, man. That's it. Okay? That's it, man. So there's a crown of righteousness laid up for them that love Yahweh Shai's appearing. And only for you to love Yahweh Shai's appearing is if you're doing the right thing. Because if you're not doing the right thing, you're going to be dreadful and afraid of that day, man. You're going to dread it. All right? But like we read back earlier, take my brethren, the prophets, for an example of suffering affliction, right? What happened with our forefather Moses? He was a prophet, indeed. He went through sufferings and affliction. Hebrews 11 and 24, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Yahweh Shemashai than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach of Mashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. Right. So you got to put it in today's time frame. Imagine being a grandson of the Rothschilds, you know, because Egypt, they were the top nation at the time. So imagine being a part of that. All the glory that came with that, all the fashion and the riches of this world. But nah, Moses said, you know what, forget that. I'm going to go suffer with my people, and I'm going to go fall after the reward of Yahweh Shai, man. That's pretty much what we're doing now. We're giving up all the riches and the things that we could have in this possible world to worship and serve Yahweh Shai, man. And that's going to get, the Lord's going to give us a greater reward than anything we could ever receive in this world, man. You wanted a Bugatti in this world, you wanted a Ferrari, you wanted a Lamborghini, you wanted a big house and a mansion, you wanted a nice wife and kids and all of that stuff. Well, guess what? Instead of Bugatti, Lambo, Lord's going to give you a so-called UFO. The Lord's going to give you a spaceship, man. All right? You wanted a fine wife? Well, guess what? The Lord's going to give you thousands of fine wives. You wanted, you wanted your little amount of children that you had, the number of children that you had in your head with the mansion and the picket fence. Well, guess what? The Lord's going to give you thousands of children, and the Lord's going to give you plenty of mansions, man. And matter of fact, Yahweh said what? In my father, oh, that's the spirit. 14 minutes on the video. John the 14th chapter. In my father's house are many mansions, man. All right? And what are those mansions? Those mansions are planets, because the Most High's house, or his dwelling place, is in the heavens, man, in outer space. Okay? So the Lord ain't going to just give you mansions on earth. He's going to give you planets. You see? So it's like, it just doesn't compare, man. It doesn't compare. So everything that we're going through is really a greater reward, man. 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. Let's get that. Lord willing, close out with that. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 16, it says, for which cause we faint not. All right? So we can't faint in this truth, man. But though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Right? So even though this flesh is breaking down and fading away, our spirits are being built up and renewed day by day, man. The Wadi Abashmashai. And that's what matters most. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. Verse 17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, right? So this is a light affliction, okay? You know, and this light affliction, these short pains that we're going through, is going to give us a far more exceeding eternal glory, man. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal, man. Right, so we have to set our affections on things above, man. Okay, we got to set our affections on that heavenly kingdom, you know, because that is eternal. But everything that you're setting your affections on, these earthly pleasures and shit, is all going to pass away. The fashion of this world passed away, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever, man. Love not the world nor the things of this world, man. All right, because this world is going to pass away. 1 John 2:15 through 17, man. You know, 1 Corinthians 7:31. All right. You know, they that using this world, not abusing it, man, because the fashion of this world passeth away, man. All right. So I want to just, you know, do a lesson on that, man. There's nothing left in this place, man. There's nothing better to go on to and do. And this lesson was inspired, you know, by the brother GMS Austere Man. You know, he did a lesson basically saying like the kingdom of heaven and delayed gratification. Basically how it was a question on, you know, if you could live rich right now and have a bunch of money in this world on earth, or if you could be, you know, have eternal salvation in the kingdom of heaven, which one would you choose? And it's like, man, there's really nothing else to. It's almost like a foolish question. Of course, you know, it's a valid question, all right, because it was like a what would you rather type question, but it's almost like a foolish question because it's like, would you trade $100 for a penny? You know what I'm saying? Here, I'll give you $100 next week. You know, you hold on to this ticket, I'll give you $100 next week, or you can have this penny right now. You know, that's pretty much what 2/3 of our people are doing. Nah, I ain't trying to wait a week. I'm gonna take my penny right now. And it's like, damn, all you needed to do was wait another 7 days and you would have had $100. But instead, you wanted to wait. You didn't want to wait, Slakia, and you wanted a penny. You traded $100 for a penny. That's what 2/3 of our people are doing, and especially you niggas that come into this truth and you go back into the world. That's what you're doing. You're trading the kingdom of heaven for your vomit and your folly, man. And of course, you're gonna come back in your lot if you're an Israelite. You're gonna come back in your lot. You're gonna come back in the kingdom, you know. But you're gonna have everlasting shame and contempt. That you're gonna have your head down, man, for a long, long time in the kingdom with that shame. Like, man, I should have just followed and did, you know, follow the Lord like how the elect did, man. But it's all the will of Yahweh Shemashai. That's why we pray we're of that elect number, because it's really not up to us, man. You know, man's goings of the Lord. How can a man that understand his own way? You know? But hey, Lord willing, this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Dodge, double honors to the apostle of his great Wilson, never well. Peace, blessed to the elect of Israel. Shalom and the Baba Ball. May the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, continue to keep watching over you elect brothers and sisters out there, man. You know? And the Wadi Yahweh Shemashai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Shalom, Baba Ball.